Welcome to the night court. Hello, darling. Welcome to the night court. As always, it's your choice, and you have chosen a dream. These ambient soundscapes reflect the hushed hours when most of the world is asleep. They are designed to calm a racing mind, inviting steadiness, relaxation, and even sleep. Before we begin, take a moment to prepare yourself to attend the night court. Ensure you will be undisturbed and unrequired to do anything but listen, engage, and enjoy for the duration of this experience. Because this session is designed to induce blissful, deep relaxation. You should not be driving, operating machinery, or otherwise completing a task that requires your careful attention. Now, if you haven't already, darling, turn down the lights, sit or lie back in a comfortable position if you can. Ensure that your neck, back, and legs are supported. Notice how your attention to these details is already creating a sense of ease. As your shoulders relax, as your jaw unclenches, and perhaps your eyes close, your ears open, attuned to each small sound. Perhaps already visualizing the dark, star-flecked sky overhead, the glow of a city on the horizon, the cool mountain wind whispering. The dark embrace of the night. This is my first video on the channel, so it's going to be a little bit informal. I don't know if I'll eventually publish this, but I'm not going to do any more scripted reading today. I just thought I might do some triggers, see how this feels, see if anyone likes it, see if I like it, because I do love ASMR so much. And then we'll see how we go. And in the future, you can expect a lot more storytelling, meditation reading, all sorts of stuff. But we'll talk about that as we carry on into the future. So, I have a couple of triggers. And I want to start with my tea because I desperately want to drink it. Because I have been trying to do this setup for a while now, and as anyone who's ever tried to make a video will know, of any kind really in the modern age, it takes so much longer than you think it will. And I should know better, and I do, but still, I've been sitting here far longer than I should trying to get things organized. So that's why I say this is just a test. And I will have some more formal material for you in the future. But I myself also really appreciate a nice informal ASMR video too. It just depends on what I'm using it for. So this is in the dream category because I hope it helps you to fall asleep. But often things in the dream category are going to be rambles or distant noises, or maybe just soundscapes, more accidental ASMR, maybe. But I have plans. Bedtime stories are different than dreams. Those will be more or less scripted So I was saying it's taken me forever to get recording, and now my throat is rather dry. So I'm drinking Turkish Delight tea from the tea shop, and I'm going to lift the strainer out and see if we get some nice noises from that. I love the way that sounds. I always think it's such a delight. And then I'm going to drink it, and it's going to be good. I hope it's not too slurpy, but sometimes I like a bit of drinking or pleasant mouth sounds with my ASMR. Oh, it smells so lovely. I love Turkish Delight. It's probably my favorite candy when done well. I love Turkish Delight that's heavy on the rose water flavor, and if possible coated in chocolate. Marks and Spencer's used to have this one when I lived in the UK for a while, and they've discontinued it. The last time I was there, it's been, well, just a few months, maybe 4 months or something. I went and they didn't have it anymore. So sad. Now I'm going to ceremonially drink my tea. So good. So it's Turkish Delight loose leaf tea from the tea shop. Don't worry, I don't have sponsorships yet. But if the tea shop is watching this, I will be a hell of a sponsor for you. I'll do anything. Even if I just get free tea. Oh, it's so good. One of the first ASMR videos I fell in love with was Emma Whispers Red, Goddess, and it was called like Tea Time Crinkles or something, and it was just crinkling tea packets, and obviously this was years ago, but that's always been just one of my favorite triggers since then. Now, I thought it would be nice to crinkle not just tea bags, but the big packets of loose leaf tea. This one is a black tea. It's gingerbread. Very casual video. I hope these crinkles aren't too loud. So it's a black tea, and it has, well, it reminds me of the Lebkuchen spices. Lebkuchen. Combination of spices. It's a German thing that they put in their gingerbread. You can get this at the Christmas markets, this type of gingerbread. And this tea has this spice profile. So it's black tea, ginger, of course, cardamom, and nutmeg, of course. But there's also a bit of like black pepper or something in Lebkuchen. I think that's a tingly word, so I'm going to say it again. Lebkuchen. Lebkuchen. My German accent is not perfect. But there's a spiciness to it, which is different from sort of your standard gingerbread. Or at least the stuff you get, in the US. I'm going to make this a fairly short video, in case it doesn't go well. This is a beauty blend. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's sort of fruity. And it's a white tea. Or as the say chá branco. Chá branco. Got it from a tea shop in Portugal. The tricky thing about making these videos, I'm discovering as I practice, is that sometimes I get rather sleepy and relaxed myself. We should boil our water, or heat it rather, to 75 degrees Celsius before making this loose leaf tea. Apparently there are different temperatures that are ideal for different types of tea. The gingerbread was 95 Celsius. This one is 75. And we should only steep the loose leaf tea in here for 3 minutes. 3 minutos. The gingerbread let you steep it for 4. Now we have one of my favorites. Salted caramel. Salted caramel. Ladies and gentlemen of the night court, you should heat this to 85 degrees Celsius. For 3 to 4 minutes. I love the way the loose leaf tea itself crinkles, but the empty parts of the bag, it's put in these paper containers. So nice. I'm coming to you tonight from the void, as it were, because the studio has all of the black foam padding that's required, or, that helps with sound reduction and so on. Because I also do audiobooks and things, and other voiceover work, so I've got that set. But the visuals are not much to speak of, are they? So just imagine stars twinkling all around me. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Or something of equal interest. Or surpassing interest. So there's not much going on behind me, but I plan to pep things up as we go. But I just wanted to start, because this is Masai Canela, so apple and cinnamon. I'm trying to learn Portuguese, if you can't tell. started to feel like I really wanted to start this. And I kept finding so many excuses to delay, right? Like, oh, I need more insulation for the studio, or I'm waiting for more mic equipment to come in, or like better lighting, more interesting things for the background. I don't like these string lights I got, there's always some reason. And I thought, if I don't just make a damn video, I'm afraid I never will. So I thought, maybe it's imperfect, but hey, like I said before, I like the casual videos. So here I am, coming from the void, full of other plans for fun stuff, but it might take a while before the content is really interesting visually. So, what's my last packet of tea that I have here? I have so many of these loose leaf bags from the tea shop. I only brought a few. I really love to drink tea at night. Usually with some collagen in it. Collagen's so good for you. If you get the good stuff, if you get the right stuff. Oh, sorry. Not all supplements are created equal. So, that's my tea crinkle. Nobody does it like Emma, though. I'm such an ASMR fangirl for certain channels. Nobody for me tops Maria Gentle Whispering. She and Emma, though, both do the most amazing, like, caring for you videos. That's another thing I like to do a bit of. Maria has this video, I probably listened to it 1,000 times, where she tells this anecdote about having met a woman who gave her, unbeknownst to her, am I being creepy because I remember the stories in the Rambles, I don't know, who she met a new friend, and unbeknownst to this woman, Maria was pregnant, and the woman gave her a baby blanket to use in an ASMR video because they sound so good. And it reminds me of this children's book, like the crinkles that it makes. So I'm just gonna, wholesale copy, or at least, this is my homage. This is what I had to hand. So this is a Dutch language, very hungry caterpillar for children. I'm not going to read it in Dutch because my accent is just, it's, I think it's quite a tingly language, actually. But it's not for me to do. I'll do the short form English version. This also reminds me of actually the first ASMR that I ever listened to. I don't know if she's still making content. Ayla ASMR. This was years ago. And she's from the Netherlands, I believe. I got this in Amsterdam. I don't know if I said that. Amsterdam. A lot of consonants in that word. That's a nice one. And I also like breathing. I love breathy sounds, like Maria does them so well. But anyway, Ayla ASMR. I was looking for like an audiobook to listen to while I did some work years ago, and I came upon her reading Harry Potter. I'm sure it's down now because you can't just use that sort of content. They come after you. But I thought it was just gonna be like I would just listen to it because I'm so familiar with the story and it would be relaxing. And she is like tapping on this book, and I didn't understand. I kept thinking, like, just get to it, like, get to reading the story. And because I had no idea what ASMR was yet. And she's doing all these, tapping, blowing sounds. Which, of course, having no familiarity with ASMR, I did not understand what this had to do with the Harry Potter audiobook that I wanted to listen to. And eventually I just found myself listening and being completely, taken in. Like, it was melting and I didn't understand what was happening to me. And then I realized so I just kept listening. I found that, like, after hours I was just still listening to whatever she was saying. And she would also read it in English and in Dutch. In any case, that was my first ASMR experience, which brings me back to my Dutch copy of The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Here it is. The first page is like a soft blanket. And then it gets so nice and crinkly. The caterpillar woke up in the morning and saw the sun. He realized he was hungry, so he ate an apple. And a pear. And a plum, a plum, a plum. And then he ate an entire strawberry. There's our strawberry. And what looks to me like a persimmon. And then he was so tired he curled up. In this copy, he does not transform into a butterfly. Maybe there's a second installment. And then the moon and the stars came out. Sterren. Sometimes when I really love a trigger, I will just sit there wishing that like the 30 seconds the ASM artist did of it were 30 minutes. The trouble is, when you're creating this, you don't know if people will like it enough or if they'll be totally bothered by it and you will have gone on for too long. So I recognize the conundrum. Might have to cut that out. I don't know how that's gonna sound. Sometimes I like scratches on the mic, but I have this fluffy on it today, so I don't know if we'll do that. Maybe I'll add some triggers to the next video, but the next video is going to definitely be a story, a romantic story, with magic, 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 magic. Sophie Michelle ASMR does wonderful videos. This is just my favorites video. She does wonderful videos of trigger words, and she has that really lovely accent. I'm not sure exactly where she's from. I think it's a northern British accent of some kind, and not that she's ever going to see this, but if anyone knows for sure, and one day if you're ever looking at this video and I'm not just talking to myself, feel free to tell me where exactly she's from. I think I want to say Manchester. Manchester. Anyway, I just love her trigger words videos. She has a wonderful whisper voice, and she lands very nicely on her consonants. But I also really think her accent is quite pleasant. And so, yeah, magic is a good trigger word. Good consonants. Magic. 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 Still got the IKEA tag on this, even though I've used it 100 times. What is this glue made of? I have washed it. I can't believe the tag hasn't come off, but I never had occasion to notice until now. IKEA. 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 Come sponsor me, IKEA. No, I'm just kidding. They do not need me. But the word sounds quite nice. Magic. So I'm going to read a magical story soon. Hopefully I can make it tomorrow night. And it's going to be luscious and dreamy. Thank you for sticking with me if you have. Enjoy mine or someone else's sweet, sweet tingles as you drift off into the dark embrace